Hello and good morning. My name's Steve Farragher, and I'm in Liverpool, and I'm about to do a shave. This is part of the big shave series of shaving videos, and it's here really to just recap a few things, just get back into the swing of shaving on videos. I do shave every day, although I do have a goatee beard as well. Today's video slightly different than usual. Just decided to do a video and then decided maybe I should go around and just try a few things I've not tried for a long time. So what have we got today? Well, we've got an old tube of Trumpers which has got a few little bits left in it. So it's this is a sort of remainder shave. I'm using all the remainders of everything else. I found a couple of Mirka blades that I must have got a while ago which I haven't used. I usually like using Astra Platinum blades, but for some reason I've got this left, so I'm using that. I'm also using a razor I've not used for a long time, and this is a Gillette. It's called Fat Boy, and it's an adjustable razor. It goes from 1 to 9. Okay, 9 is the widest, 1 is the narrowest. At 1 it's virtually impossible to shave because it clogs up too easily. At 9 it's a much better shave. It's not an extreme 9. It's not as bad as the Mirka Future. It's not as wide as the Mirka Future. So what I'm going to do is set it to 9. I've got my glasses on, so it's quite difficult. So that's on set number 9. You can see the gap on it. It's not massively wide. I'm also using a brush that I bought at a car boot sale a while ago. It's a Badger brush, Edwin Jagger Badger brush. So looked at the soap, looked at the razor, looked at the blade, looked at the brush. We're using the Big Shave Scuttle. This is a rescued scuttle that I glued back together again. Still seems to be doing alright. It's filled with hot water from a kettle, electric kettle, so it's nice and warm. So let's put a little bit of this Trumpers. I'll show you how much we're putting in. That's how much we're putting in. Basically, it's a sort of a large pea. You put it in the bottom of wet, and then basically stir away for a couple of seconds. You'll find that it lathers up really quickly. The thing about using cream lather, I find, is that you sometimes need to leave it in between lathering up and actually shaving with it. So we're gonna lather up. You can see that's how long it's taken to produce a reasonable amount of lather. So we're going to leave that to stand for a bit. We are dropping stuff left, right and centre. This is the aftershave we're going to use, which is Alpa Combolinka. It's a nice medical smelling clove, alcohol based cologne from the Czech Republic. And also we've got some moisturiser which I'm going to put on in a second. So why are we doing this? Well, we're doing this because we're on this sort of mission. The Big Shave family is on a mission to try and get people to shave properly. I know everyone's growing beards at the moment, but at some point people are going to stop growing beards and get back to shaving. So what do we do to start off with? Well, for me to get a shave, I don't use pre-shave. I usually just wash my face and then I'll start applying the and because we're restarting these again, if you watch previous ones, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and it might get a bit boring this bit, but I'll try and do it as quickly as possible. To get a decent shave, the technique, the style is to shave 3 times, which means you have to lather up 3 times, but you actually shave in 3 directions. The first direction is with the growth. On my face, it's this direction. On the second lather up, it's across the growth. Sorry, not against, across. So it'll be like that. And on the third shave, it's actually against the growth, which in my case is up and along the jawline. And I've taken all the lather off there, so I'll just re-lather up. So if you just watch it, it's the easiest thing to do. I'll try and talk a little bit when I'm doing it, but I'll also probably talk about a few other things as well. So here we are. So I've got a full face of lather now, ready to go. I'm going to go with the growth. So start at the top. It's a nice smooth shave. This the Mirka blade is very sharp. It's not my favourite blade, as I mentioned before. That's the Astra Platinum. but it's a good blade. So don't forget, in between shaving, wash your razor out and get rid of all the soap, the gathers in it. And the first pass is always really fairly quickly and not spent. You don't spend all your time trying to get it nice and smooth at that point. So lather up again. And this time we're going across the growth, which is that way. And again, it's not done. It's not done with excessive pressure, and you just tend not to stay on the same spot. The idea is to just reduce the length of the beard reduction. Right, now the last pass is always the one that you take your time on, so you really do feel your way as you're going. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm actually just feeling my way. So this time we're going up the face. Okay, so where are we? We're in bloody hell, we're nearly at the end of May. We've had a reasonable weather in Britain for the last couple of weeks. The rain seems to have stayed off a little bit. We've had a few showery days, but on the whole it's been reasonably nice weather. Some t-shirt days, some not t-shirt days. Some days we have to wear a jumper just in case, over your t-shirt, just in case it's not a t-shirt day. And we're in the middle, talking politics. I like to talk politics in this instance. We're in the middle of a campaign at the moment to see whether we've got to vote in about 20 odd days to see whether we should stay inside the European Union. It's something I've thought long and hard about, really, because the last time we had a referendum on this, I was only about 18, 1975, 19. And I voted to stay in. And since then I've been quite, I've been pro-Europe. I think Britain is a part of Europe and should stay part of Europe. But part of this campaign I decided to be a bit more critical and try and find out whether anyone who's pro-Europe could give us a good reason to stay in. And most of the people who are pro-Europe say, oh, we should stay in. It does need changing, but we can't change it from the outside. And it sort of led me to be on the brink of voting to leave. Now, the problem about voting to leave is most of the people who want to vote to leave are quite cranky. We've got people like Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage, no relation to me, by the way, who want to leave and are quite sort of mad people. It's the only way you can describe them. They're in the sort of lower leagues of Donald Trump madness. And so there's always a bit like, well, I'm actually agreeing with them, but if I voted to stay, I would also be agreeing with people like David Cameron and Gideon Osborne, who are also quite obnoxious people. So what we do now is we take... So it's a challenge for you, really. If you're watching this and you're in Britain or in Europe and you want Britain to stay in, please give me a good reason to vote to stay in. As I say, I've not had one yet. All the good reasons, I've not found a decent argument amongst them. But also, a lot of the argument for people who want to stay in at the moment are quite sort of things like, yesterday's was, if we leave Europe, it's going to cost us an extra £200 for a holiday. We've had one that said we're going to get £4,000 less in our wages. There's going to be 200,000 people thrown on the dole, made unemployed. And I don't think any of these are true, to tell you the truth. I think it's the people are just grasping at worst case scenarios, and I think that's probably the worst way of actually encouraging people who are like me, who are undecided or on the cusp of actually voting to pull out, to get us to actually vote to stay in. So if you've got a good reason for us to stay in, let me know, and you might swing my vote. Okay, so just put on the cologne aftershave. You notice that it can go oh ha 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 oh, oh, because aftershave shouldn't do that to you. You shave properly. You haven't irritated your skin. You haven't cut yourself. And the cologne aftershave, I always put it on my hands. I never splash it on my face. I put it on and rub it into my face, and I actually do rub to my forehead and around my eyes as well. Don't ask me why. And the final thing is, as it's to remain the day, I'm using this little small amount of Gillette moisturiser I've got left. I think I paid about £1 for this a few years ago. I thought I might as well use it up. It's a bit sloppy. It's not like Arco, but it's okay. And I always moisturise. I don't just do the beard area. I'll do around my eyes, and I do my neck, and sometimes I do around my ears and the back of my neck as well. So there you go. That's a big shave with the 3-pass technique with me, Steve Farrigan in Liverpool. If you understood me and you're from some other parts of the world, good for you. The Liverpool accent's not that hard to understand. And if you are interested in this type of shaving, there's several things you can do from this point onwards. You can actually email me here, okay, sfarragut@hotmail.com. That'll get through, and I do answer them, and I do requests. I also sell some of the things that I use. So we sell Arco shaving soap, Arco moisturising cream. We sell Hog's hair brushes. We sell the scuttles. What else do we sell? I'm trying to remember what we sell now. Send me an email, and if I can't get it, if I haven't got it in stock, I'll probably get it for you. We also have a big shaving group on Facebook, which is there. And as I say, email me if you've got any questions about shaving, you know, any problems you're having. Sometimes people get sore necks and you don't know why. I always sort of end up with this: is whatever you do, have a good shave today, and then have a good day the rest of the day. The shave will give you a perfect start to the day, and it'll make the rest of the day go that much easier. And you look nice and clean cut, and you'll impress people, and the smell's fantastic. Just smell that Convalinka. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, so goodbye from me, Steve Farrigan, and I'll give you a quick big shave salute, and have a good day, folks. See you next time.